always happy to be in the house. I'm always happy to be in New York City. I got places to be, people to see, and all of that other stuff. But when you know your man CC gonna be in the house with you, that's one thing. When you know Mollywood is gonna be right to your left, that's another thing. But it really, really steams up when Sergeant Friday, Jeff Saturday is in the house. I'm gonna have a beautiful Tuesday. Stephen A. and the crew in the house. Holla at your boys. Woo! Let's roll.
Third long, watch out. There's White. Touchdown. Bears by 11.
I told him at halftime, you are going to bring us back to win this game.
McCarthy unleashing a rocket over the middle. Pass is caught. Spinning grab by Aaron Jones.
We knew he had that dog in him. It's just all about coming out here and showcasing it.
The Minnesota Vikings with this win on the road here in Chicago.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome into First Take. Thank you for being with us. That is Stephen A. Smith, Chris Canty, and Jeff Saturday. We're back. Hope you had a wonderful summer.
Fantastic.
Good, great to have you. CC, how's vacay?
Oh, it's awesome.
Finally got a break.
Awesome, yeah, got a little sun,
Good.
little R&R, yeah.
There you go.
We're ready
got
to roll.
some tips to give me of where I can go for vacation.
Oh, well, I don't think you need any help in that department. No, I'm straight, brother. I think you good.
Let's talk a little Monday Night Football, gentlemen.
Let's do it.
All right, we tip things off in the Shy. The Vikings overcame an 11-point deficit to the fourth quarter to take down the Bears, winning 27-24 and spoiling Ben Johnson's Chicago debut. J.J. McCarthy had 143 passing yards, 2 passing TDs, and 1 rushing touchdown in his NFL debut, with all 3 touchdowns coming in the fourth quarter after throwing a pick 6 in the third. McCarthy led his comeback. Here's J.J. Coach O'Connell postgame, fired up.
What do you think you will remember most about this night?
Getting the win. That's what I remember most. You know, just being here in the hometown, you know, it's a dream come true. And, you know, to all the kids out there, it's possible. And, you know, I just love my guys and can't wait to go to war next week.
I told him at halftime, you are going to bring us back to win this game. And the look in his eye was fantastic. And the best thing is just the belief I felt from the team.
All right, I want to start with you. Are you confident Minnesota has found their franchise guy in J.J. McCarthy?
No, not yet. I don't think one game tells us that story. Major credit to J.J. McCarthy. No doubt about it. I was wondering all off season. I'm like Kevin O'Connell, the quarterback whisperer per se. You let Sam Darnold walk out the door after throwing 35 touchdowns, just 12 interception, fellas. I'm thinking, okay, this brother better be something special because even though he was drafted, he didn't play a game last year because of the meniscus tear. So how is it, in God's name, are you placing this amount of faith in this dude that hasn't thrown a single NFL pass? You got Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, ultimately will be back in a few weeks, etc. I'm like, how the hell you make this decision? I got to see him. And in that fourth quarter, especially, J.J. McCarthy showed me something, no doubt about that. But this is the National Football League. You guys know it better than me. You get film. We get to watch you, see some of your habits, et cetera, et cetera. Let's see what you do as the season progresses. I don't think that's the, we know definitively, but the bottom line is he put forth a good showing last night. I don't want to take anything away from him. He deserves all the credit in the world. But one game does not make a complete evaluation. That's all.
Yeah, you tripping, Stephen A. They got one.
Yes.
They got one. Yeah, they got one. And it's not even about the X's and O's or the physical traits or any of that stuff. It's the sports character of J.J. McCarthy.
Okay.
I mean, think about what he did through the first 3 quarters of that game. He was absolutely abysmal. 7-12, 56 yards passing, a pick 6, 35.4 passer rating, and a 4.6 QBR. That's about as bad as it can get. On the broadcast last night, Joe Buck and Troy Aikman talked about the game snowballing on him midway through the third quarter when they had a double-digit deficit. But that kid kept fighting, kept playing. And it basically reminded all of us that J.J. McCarthy is a winner.
Yeah.
And I'm not just talking about winning a national title at Michigan. Right. I'm talking about his entire life.
Yes.
Since his sophomore year in high school, J.J. McCarthy is 64-3.
Yeah.
And that tells me that this kid has the intangibles, he has those innate leadership traits that make people around him believe in him, regardless of what the circumstances look like.
That's right.
And last night, it would have been easy for everybody on that Viking sideline to tap out, including the coaches. It would have been easy for the guys on defense to say, you know what? We only got 50 yards passing and 30 yards rushing through 3 quarters. It ain't going to happen for us tonight.
Yeah.
It would have been easy for Kevin O'Connell to say, you know what, let's just run the football and get out of here because we ain't going to get this one. It would have been easy for everybody to just say, you know what, we're not going to get it tonight. We'll regroup for week 2.
That's
but
right.
they didn't do that. And the kid came out in the fourth quarter and was throwing dots.
Yeah.
I mean, their first third down conversion didn't come until the touchdown throw to Justin Jefferson at the beginning of the fourth quarter. Absolutely phenomenal from J.J. McCarthy. The first 3 quarters was bad, but the fact that the kid had the mental fortitude to fight through it and get on the other side of it, we saw him grow up in real time in his regular season debut.
Yeah, no, I fully agree. I think knowing that the training camp he went through the year before, right before the injury, and then to Stephen A's point about them letting go of Sam Darnold, what I loved about last night was after the pick 6, he starts to let it rip. He has no back down. He's just like, he bulls the neck, and some dudes shrink back and some guys don't. And you don't ever know until you get in that situation. And what they found last night was he ain't got any back down in him. He's going to step up, keep making throws. He's going to go find Justin Jefferson, which is every good quarterback should go do. He hit him on that out route, and all of a sudden you saw like the light turned on. He's like, I'm going to go. Then he comes back to the very next play for the touchdown in double coverage and throws it into the hole in double coverage against him. So he started to trust his players, and you saw the players start to trust in him. I thought O'Connell did a fantastic job. They continued to run. Then he hits the Aaron Jones, which is a hard pass to a running back.
That's a hard
right? That's a running back. It's not a receiver. So the running back's turning back to make that catch. He puts the ball right where he should. So to your point, I think it is the intangibles. I think it's the it factor that we always talk about, but you never can put your finger on it until the lights are the brightest. That's what he showed to me last night.
It's real nice. And somebody that didn't play football, because I'm talking to 2 champions here, I could be very, very intimidated, but I'm Stephen A. That ain't going to happen. That's number 1. Number 2, you know what? Again, I'm brilliant because I know I'm not. I listen to those who are. You know I listen to you every morning, terrorizing America at 6 o'clock in the morning. You know I'm watching you all the time. I've been working with you for years. I know the things that y'all said. So the level of consistency oozing out of y'all mouths right now, y'all are the ones that have repeatedly stated throughout the years, 1 game does not make a season, does not make a quarterback. I mean, it's nice to see somebody perform, but what about once the film is out? What about once they've got a chance to familiarize themselves with you and what you bring to the table? We've got to learn them. I didn't make that up. I got that from y'all. But somehow, some way, we go sit here on national television and act like y'all didn't tell me this.
Listen, I would tell you that is a very truthful comment, and I respect that guy. This is where I would differ. O'Connell, to me, is the difference maker because he doesn't put quarterbacks in bad. He's made Sam Darnold a household name. Yep. What, they went 14 last year?
14-2 before they nosed out the last 2 games.
But as you look at what he's capable of doing, that's why you have so much faith in McCarthy, is because it's the tandem. It's not just he's got to go do it. He has a coach, and he's got Josh McCown, who's another rising coach in the ranks, who is a fantastic guy, and helping him come along. I think that's why I would say I have more trust in a 1-game snapshot than typically I would say.
And the talent surrounding him too.
Oh,
no doubt about
no
that.
doubt.
And I know you're right about the pedigree because, I mean, listen, national championship, when they won the national championship in Michigan a couple of years ago, he was 3rd in QBR behind Jaden Daniels and Bo Nix.
That's right.
So we know that
he's a dude.
We know he's got those intangibles. I'm looking at size, I'm looking at arm strength, I'm looking at the quickness of the release, I'm looking at pocket presence, I'm looking at those things too. Because again, we're listening to y'all, hearing how y'all evaluate quarterbacks. That's what I do when I'm watching. You say, if you didn't play, that's what you got to do. You got to listen to the cats that have. Sure. You got to watch, you got to see, you got to read, you got to study, you got to look for consistencies and inconsistencies. Who's doing what leads to one being successful? All I'm saying is, I looked at him last night and I said, okay, I like it, he's tough, he ain't backing up. But in the same breath, I'm also saying to myself, okay, they were getting at him for those first 3 quarters now. Yeah. What if they see something that they can emulate for future reference? That's all I'm thinking.
Oh, absolutely. But I co-sign with everything that Jeff said about Kevin O'Connell. When have we seen a week 1 starter for Kevin O'Connell not have a good season?
Right.
That's true.
It's crazy.
We've seen them end the season very badly, though.
Yeah, we've seen them end the season very badly. But I don't think anybody is going into this year thinking that the Minnesota Vikings are actually going to win the Lombardi Trophy this year.
Okay.
More impressed with O'Connell or McCarthy in that comeback?
Ooh, I'd have to say McCarthy. I mean, he's done something that we quite literally have not seen before. Double-digit deficit on the road in your regular season debut.
Right.
And you end up scoring 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
You threw 2 in, pretty nice throws, both of them, and then you ran one in on a designed quarterback run. From a physical standpoint, there's nothing that J.J. McCarthy can't do at the quarterback position.
And in prime time.
It's a great question. I would say this. Like, what I loved about what O'Connell did is not only did they let it rip offensively, he got Brian Flores, they picked it up in the second half. They started blitzing the daylights out of Caleb Williams. They just were like, look, we're not going to get run out of here. We're going to go down swinging. They got super aggressive on defense. They ran the ball very well in the second half, which helped McCarthy kind of come along. So I loved what McCarthy did. O'Connell set him up to be successful for sure.
We'll leave it there. He's got another primetime game next week as they're going to play the Falcons on Sunday Night Football.